Hello, everybody. Welcome to Manifestation Theory, our insightful podcast show, where we intended to showcase to you successful people and their ideas for you to apply in your manifestation journey. So, today we have something very, very special. We have the honor of hosting two extraordinary individuals with each remarkable achievements and inspiring life journey. First, we are pleased to introduce Mr. Ram, an esteemed being with a law degree and a master of law from University of Malaya. With over 20 years of experience as an academician, Mr. Ram has the privilege of studying under the renowned Professor Shah Salim Faruqi during his postgraduate studies. His professional journey includes notable roles such as branch manager for the Tune Group under the leadership of Tony Fernandez and product manager. Mr. Ram is also the esteemed author of The Law of Tort, a significant contribution to the field of legal studies. Throughout his career, he has drawn inspiration from visionary figures such as APG Abdul Kalam, someone I really, really look up to. And also, Mr. Ram claims that his love, Dr. Thenmalar, who is our amazing guest today, she is an embodiment of resilience and strength, and also empowerment. A double cancer survivor, she overcame ovarian cancer in 2007 and breast cancer in 2021, emerging stronger and more empowered. Dr. Thenmalar pursued her medical studies at Melaka Manipal College and has since served in various medical capacities, including her role as a medical officer at Hospital Kajang. Balancing her professional life and the responsibilities of being a mother of three, she went on to earn her master's in pathology from UPM in 2021. Currently serving at Hospital Sultan Idris Shah, Dr. Thenmalar's inspiring journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and passion, encouraging women everywhere to strive for excellence despite the obstacles they face. We are really thrilled to have these two exceptional individuals with us today to share their insights, experience, and the word of wisdom. Welcome, Dr. Malar and Mr. Ram.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Very kind introduction, I would say. Thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and be here today. It is such a pleasure to host both of you in our podcast show. Actually,
thank you very much. I think we should show the gratitude for calling us here for today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it was a postponed session. So I now I know why Malar has postponed the session, and it's really interesting to know that.
Yeah. What we planned was only her journey, but now we have someone very special with her, and a special journey also she would be sharing. So this is so meaningful. Right. So let me ask this question. Right. So how did you get to know about manifestations, and how did you find us actually?
All right, so the manifestation per se, I think this has happened long before in me, since my primary school. How do we manifest? How do we set goals? How to do a visionary board kind of thing? I think this already started. I'm indebted to say about Vivekananda Self-Motivation Group, which then changed their name to Vivekananda Self-Development Group. Okay, so they came to our primary school, they started to give us motivation. So from there, everything started. So then we cultivate and all that. Then it continued with Prof. Kadir Ibrahim's courses and all that. So this has been there in me since very, very young. So on top of that, with life journey and life obstacles and all that, we used to lose touch, you see. Then there was a point that I needed a boost, a motivation kind of thing. So I think the universe tried to connect us through TikTok. I saw these beautiful couples in TikTok where they shared the journey. I think that's the starting point in your life. I think that you all come to TikTok and all that. Then I'm very interested. Then I'm like, hey, this is something new. As a couples, you guys do this, right? And then whatever the information that you guys share that really inspires me, then I had always had this resistance in me. Should I contact? Should I not? Because there's always a barrier, you see, for us to ask for help, seek for help. It's always a problem in our community, I think, to seek for help. And I think I break it. Then on a very fine day, I messaged Coach Dilip. And I was like, hi, vanakkam. Then it's like, yes, very fast response, very fast response. I think the most important thing is to be there when one needs help at that moment. That he really messaged me very instantly. Then he was like, yes, what can I do for you and things like that. I said, I needed your help, your guidance, your wisdom, right? Your knowledge. Then he was ever willing to help me. But then I made a remark that I want your wife to be there as well.
Yeah, I remember.
So then the journey started. I think this all happened in last year, December. This
Yeah,
started.
around
My journey started with Dilip Consult. This Inspires, right? In December. So this, which I think will continue eternally. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, of course. We've done very good friends.
The infinity.
Yeah, infinity concept, right? Yeah, so that's how I found you guys. I think I'm glad I found you guys. And through that, I found the love of my life. Mr.
Wow.
Ram. I'm always indebted to you guys. Thank you.
Welcome, you guys are welcome. And yeah, now sometimes now we are growing faster, and we are wondering how are we going to support that. And that's the reason we also have our junior coaches now, so who's also helping to do the fast response, right? So I mean, like in terms of like if anyone needed fast help, we are also referring to the junior coaches, who's Prakati and also Ramya's upcoming coach.
Okay.
So I hope we can do that serving much more
Yeah,
better.
yeah. That's an important point that you shared actually.
Yeah. To be
it's-
there at that moment.
Yes. Because that's a very important quality of a coach, to be there, right?
Nice.
Yeah. And so this is for the question for your love of your life, Mr. Ram. Love with Ram, actually. So it's sometimes when I pronounce my love, it will become like a law.
Love
So
is
it's
law,
also
law is
law of
love.
attraction as well. So law with Ram, it also sounds like a law of attraction as well to me, right? So do you know about manifestation, Ram? And then how do you feel after manifesting Dr. Malar into your life, actually?
Manifest for me, I feel that something that you have innerly and things that you want to, you want to have it in your life. Basically, that's what I always thought. And things that I always want is basically not only love, but a peace of mind. Whereby I always ask to the universal that I need someone who can be kind to me. And also she always, the way she look at me and the way she smile at me is always genuine, right? It's not an act of just per se, act in a way of fake and all that. Act of genuinity and also the act of real love. Something like we call it as you want really a person there for you. Not only meant to be with the materialistic or the mind of someone need to be there, but my universal thought is always that I manifest according to what I want, and I believe the right person came at the time that I saw her at TikTok. So she was very bold. She was very iron lady. The way she talked, like she's talking about cancer, something like a reasonable man like me, very looked up. And it seems she's talking something with a way of own style, cool. She never carry herself as who she is, like I'm doctor, I must have pride, I walk the way that I talk. But she with reasonable people. Means she go with everyone. Yeah, she's a doctor, I admit that, but she go with everyone. I mean, she can handle me, she can handle everyone in her own way. Everyone liked the style. I really love that. And in Tamil, they always say that, pudichirukku, right? It means when you see someone, you like them, right? So in English, it's like, but in Tamil, it's pudichirukku means it's more than like, right? So that's make me to admire her. And
Yeah.
we don't know how it's happened. Maybe like you say, like you all coaches, right? Manifest and all that. I feel that it's happened, and really it's happened.
Really?
I think it shows the how much love is within you, Ram. I mean, like it does shows how much love you have within you. It's actually, of course, you said that what do I want? Your what do I want will only come into your manifestation when who you become that person to be a space for that woman, beautiful woman, to be nurturing that woman, because whatever the way you are telling the other person, it is the way you will be. So that means you already become that person to attract that what do I want, right?
Yeah, that is what I was about to ask. Many people ask, how do I manifest soulmate? How do I manifest soulmate? How do I attract my soulmate? But you have been in that journey, and you have attracted the love of your life.
Yes.
Despite of whatever you have gone through, like whatever he said is more like you have show up as yourself authentically.
Yes.
And you attracted. So I want to hear that from you actually. How did you attract it? Tell us. Tell
Okay.
everybody.
I think it's a big time secret now that I'm going to tell it out, right? I think I got a lot of inbox DMs about this. Please teach us how to attract love and kind. It doesn't come easy, right? Nothing comes easy, but it doesn't mean it won't come, right? It came in my life despite of all the hurdles that I went through, all the heartaches and whatever that I went through, I endured. Maybe this is the reason why I went through all that. So I take it in that way. So how did I attract? Yeah. So basically, as what Coach Dilip said, I remembered once he told me that you can't heal from the place that you got hurt. This happened in our introductory class, right? The first session of us, Coach Dilip told me this exact sentence: "You can't heal from the place that you got hurt." That struck me so much, saying that I need to move on. I cannot be where I'm stuck at and expecting things to change around me. So from that, things started to change very fast. I took some decisions in my life so boldly, not knowing what's going to happen, but I knew he'll be there by my side. Coach Mangala and Coach Dilip will be there by my side at any time. So I took some steps in my life, being my own authentic person, believing in me, and I knew that I can do this. So I came out, and then how do I say? I went through hurdles, of course, but despite of that, I always had this thought that things will get better, things will be fine. It's a matter of time. It will be okay. No matter what happens, things will be okay. And then I took, I'm not doing promo for you. It's not a paid promo. But then I took coaching classes from Coach Dilip, right? Because it resonated so much to me, because I think Coach Dilip and myself, we're kind of like mirroring each other, like whatever that he has gone through, I'm going through that time at that point in time. So he used to tell me, I went through this last time, this. Then I'm like, okay, so it's a role model. It's very difficult to find a person who has gone through same journey as us, with some mother wound and with background of divorced and all that. So I always had this guidance from you, Coach Dilip. So I would like to take this opportunity to say heartfelt thank you. And then what happened was I started to manifest. When I come to my safe zone, when I have my own space where I can build the thoughts, build some positive thoughts. So with the coaching sessions, and after that we went into online sessions, the group sessions as well. So all that really benefited me a lot. Okay, you can't grasp everything at one go, right? But you can take the knowledge first, keep it with you, and use it whenever that you want to, when you have to. So that's what I did. So at one point, when I feel I'm quite stable with my emotions, I can process my emotion. Coach Dilip used to say this: process your emotion, go through it. Do not neglect it, do not avoid it. Just go through it. Even if you're sad, you're happy, you're angry, just go through the moments. So I used to see a lot of your TikToks, both of y'all. At that point, I didn't understand what was happening. As a couples, what is soulmate? What is this? What is that? And there's always negative remarks there, right? Where got such thing happen, right? But at this point, I could relate to all that the videos that I used to see last time. So all that will resonate at the proper timing, I believe. So at that point in time, whether I believe it or not, I started to manifest in the sense of, I start to imagine there's actually a person for me. There's this saying also in Tamil, நீங்கள் தேடிக்கொண்டிருக்கும் ஒன்று உங்களையும் தேடிக்கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. Right?
Reminds me of Rumi.
Yeah. So what you seeking is seeking you.
Yeah. So at that point I was like, can be somebody looking for me, man. It's like my character got me with all my past histories, right? Who will be able to go through, to accept that, and with all that, right? And it happened more than that. Like I got it more than what I could ask for. The universe actually granted me. There's no specific meditation techniques. There's no specific way of doing things. Just do as what you think will work out for you. So for me, what I did, I'm a TikToker, right? So what I used to do is I do videos, I'll be writing there as a manifesting, but this will be a love song. I'll be manifesting and I'll be like dedicating to someone without knowing that person.
Ooh, frequency of love.
Yeah, so
Frequencies you are vibrating.
yes. So I increase my energy, I increase my vibration, I increase my whatever that you call it in your terms, right? So like seeking for that person, the real love, the true love. I didn't think back, I didn't put any negative thoughts in it, I never doubt myself, and I was preparing myself for that. In terms of love, in terms of spreading the love. So what the most I could do is through my videos, I spread my love genuinely. So I never expect anything in return. So that's how I used to do TikTok live. So shall I start my story how I met him, or is this the next
yes.
question?
Yes, please,
Shall I?
please.
Can I ask for your phone?
But that means TikTok's to really help us.
Of course.
For us, it's Instagram.
For us,
Social
the
media.
same code. What you are seeking you. That's the code that
Yes.
I read actually, and I was
Nice.
like wondering. Oh, that's the first time I get connected with Rumi as well, and with that code actually. So
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram.
I think TikTok is social media,
Social
right?
media.
Social
Yeah.
media is
How
like
you use
a mode of
It's an algorithm.
Yeah.
It's an algorithm.
The algorithm,
because-
like the frequency that we are in, is the algorithm which shows up.
yes, yeah. Somewhere or other, it could be a social media, it could be through your friends, it could be anything, but it's just your wavelength, right? You attracting that person. So for us, it's TikTok live, I think.
I think I had to also wanted to give an important note which you have mentioned actually in your journey, right? Which yes, we will be coaching you, because if you notice, I'm not teaching you any techniques like
Yes,
you
no,
mentioned,
no,
but
yeah.
there is a deep level of meditation. I'm trying to make you connected with yourself.
Yes.
So that is what we will be coaching actually. So it's not about whatever the I mean, like my techniques may not work for Malar, my technique may not work for Ram, but then what I'm trying to understand here is like what is the technique can work for you,
Yep.
and then I can provide you that as a
Yes.
coach, right? So that is the important part of it. And as you mentioned, important part of it is like language and technique is not important for love.
Yes.
It is your frequency.
Yes.
So the moment you connect with that frequency, that is where it was very struggling for us in between. We were like going through our challenging moments, and then. But I'm really happy that you did endure it and also take a step forward to imagine that frequency inside yourself. Because after going through all this, your journey, I understand that how much is the cancer surviving is challenging, because one of my uncle died in cancer, right? So I understand how much you would have endured it, but then still you are retuning your body with all this medical industry, but you're still able to grasp that frequency, which means you are already made of love.
Yeah, that's nice.
Made of.
Made of
Can I
love.
just add one more point here? Okay, the moment that I met you guys, I think I already overcome my cancer journey. That was not the big issue that time. I was going through some other relationship issues and my kids issues, I would say, because this is what I showed in TikTok as well. So at that point, I needed help. Okay, for cancers and all that, I really appreciate what what you guys offered me. But at that moment, it's more of emotional trauma. Not in terms of physical health, it's more of emotional trauma, which I really needed help with someone who can understand what's happening, right? Okay. Again, it's not a paid review. Apart from other counseling sessions, other manifestation coaches, right? They will be listening from A to Z. Okay, they'll be letting you to talk, right? But unlike all that, right? What I found very special in you guys, can I say this?
Yes. We always love to hear
Yes,
feedback.
because I
and
think
even
I've never told you guys about this. I've told other people about this, right? Because me being in a medical profession, I know how things work in psychological world aspects, right? So they'll be listening from A to Z. You can actually talk, right? But my first session with Coach Dilip, it went like this. Pop, 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 pop. That's it. He already diagnosed you. I was like, wait, let me talk. Let me tell you more. Then he was like, okay, this is your summary. This is you. The next session, I was with Coach Mangalesh. They were like with the iPad and all that. They just point out, okay, this is what happened at 5 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. This is why this has happened. That's it. Finished. Diagnosed. And I was like, I'm paying. Can I talk more? They're like, they don't care. And they're very stern, right? Like, you have to come for the session. If you don't come for the session, there'll be it means all this shows that who you are actually. I mean, I started to reflect on myself, like, I'm like this man. They will just tell you right in front of you. They don't care who you are. I mean, I can tell all this, right?
Yes, please, yeah.
Because this is what I went. So I used to tell Mr. Ram also about this. You know what? They actually scolded me for not going for the class. I mean, what I'm trying to say is not all will be like that. They are not, how do I say, just because you are paying, it doesn't mean that we have to be nice to you. We have to tell you who you are actually. This is what happened with Coach Dilip, right? So I used to miss few sessions due to reasonable reasons, but yet he'll be like, you have to prioritize yourself first. And then you have been there for many people, many, many times. Now it's time to prioritize yourself. That's one thing I learned. And then I've never told you guys about this, right? So, so then that's one. Another two is like he doesn't listen to the whole story. He just needs few points. He already can diagnose. How do I say? He already have a summary about you, saying that you know what, this is your problem. You have to tackle these few points. You are good to go. Okay. Then I would like to say there's another point. That was my last session with Coach Dilip, and that's the time that we're going to meet physical class, right, in you guys' house, right? Mm-hmm. So at that point, I forgot to bring my notebook. And me being an adult, I got scolded. That's how it should go, I think. I mean, it's just like very, how do I say, unlike other coaches, right? He's just being transparent, very genuine with you. He's just telling who you are. In all this, in order for you to change your frequency, all this you need to get rid of for you to get a better version of yourself. And there's this another last question. I was asking him, and most of the sessions all about my kids. I'm trapped in that, what do you call that, the rat going around it, what do you call that?
Hamster wheel.
The
hamster wheel, right? So these guys, you were the one who actually introduced me that term, the hamster wheel thingy. Then you are trapped in that. How about you asked me about my love space, love something, right? Then it's like, how many guys you dated? And I was like, I'm talking about my kids, you're talking about dating. Then you have to expand your love. Then it's like different dimension he brought me. Then I started to date. Can we cut this?
Yeah.
You're in the flow. Okay,
You're in the flow.
But even that didn't happen because Coach Mangala told me that the moment that you like someone and you know that on the moment someone likes you and you will run away from that. That's another trait that you told me during the online class. Then I that's me. So I haven't healed yet. So I need to heal first.
So probably we need to ask with Ram. So what was the time she was trying to pull away from?
Did you felt that? Like
Did you
she
felt-
was trying to move away from you, those kind of things in the beginning?
There's a time that I asked for, let's go for lunch. So I said, let's meet up at Kuala Lumpur, somewhere a good restaurant, right? And she told me, she said okay. And later she said, no, I have to do something. And she just said, maybe probably next week or some other day and all that. So that's where she got into a trip to Cebu. Whereby she going for
Raghavendra prayers hosted by my very good friend Dr. Tinesh and the family.
Lovely.
So that time she had something there, whereby I need to go into probably to like save her or something like that.
Yeah, companion.
Something like she will feel like so alone. You know, like Indian culture, when you go to temple, if you're like not married or you're just alone and all that, probably there will be a time that you will be felt alone. Not to say that other people think about you or what. Maybe she felt she's a bit missing herself, right? True or not? Everyone will have the same thing. Probably like me, if I go to temple, I was missing about my kids or maybe my, all that.
Circle.
The circle.
Actually, can I just add one? Actually, it's a taboo topic, being a woman and divorced, and I'm being alone there in a very auspicious celebration. You'll be alienating yourself, or you'll feel alienated. I mean, probably that's what I felt myself that point. So at that very moment, he actually came with a different concept at that moment.
So I told her that don't worry about anyone. You just, I will call you at this time after my class. I have my class, right? So after my class, I will call you. You just pick up the call and just pretend.
That's his first call to me.
thing.
His very first call.
Just talk to me like I'm your boyfriend, like that sort of things,
I was like,
like want to change the the mindset and all that. That's people think that you have someone to care you and all that. Don't feel alone. Yeah? So but when I say something, she say don't overact.
He called us his first call, okay? He said, hi, Chala. I was like, people are going to listen to this. Just relax.
Say don't overact. Nobody going to hear you. All that. I said okay. Yeah.
So this is a trait of a woman who has avoidance energy, right? Because they will be manifesting that they want this kind of love, but then you give that enough love, they'll feel like, oh, is it me? Am I attracting this? Then they'll say, hey, don't overact. That is nothing but there is nothing but they are overacting within themselves.
Maybe she like it.
Right.
So who knows, right?
So that's the thing,
No,
actually.
although they like it, they don't really show.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the beautiful part of it is that you are imagining yourself, you are talking to the partner, and that partner is talking to you again, imaginary self, right? So it's a reflection of mirroring the energy.
The intention is more like actually it's very how do I say, it's very sharp that the intention is like he just wanted to make her feel like you're not alone, come on. You're saying all this to another friend.
Yeah.
It's like, of course I am there for you. I could totally
There was
relate
another
to that.
dialogue also after that. I was crying actually. Then it's like, you don't understand what I'm going through. I'm alone here. And what did you say for that?
Hey, I'm here. What? I'm with you.
In
I'm
Tamil you said
yeah.
that. நான் தான் இருக்கேனே.
நான்
I was like,
இருக்கேனே.
நீங்க இருக்கீங்க, நான் இருக்கணுமே. I'm alone here.
So I was very genuine by saying to her, there are many people with you, and I'm here. I'm talking to you.
Still, what makes
Actually, I
you feel
didn't
alone?
get it right that time. I didn't get it really. What your intention? You never said it out. What?
No, I feel that you shouldn't, always think about that you are alone or you feel like you're so down and all that, right? I felt that. I don't want you to have that kind of feeling.
Alright.
I can resonate with you, Ram, because I used to feel that as well when people say that, oh, you know what, you don't know how much a single mom is going through. So first step for me, I wasn't understanding that time because I wasn't coach all. But then what I started realizing is that it is a label has been put on them, and then they are feeling that, and it is for you to recognize that label has been tagged on you or somewhere. If you see something in your t-shirt, if anything is not right, you will remove it, right? But we don't do that actually. Because we can't remove it because it requires a lot of energy for you to remove it, because everyone is pushing that on you. And then it's for you to remove it, it's a very, very challenging journey to go through as a woman, and as you guys speak about the community, so
Yeah.
that's a challenge which we see actually.
That's what I also wanted to ask her actually, because it's definitely not easy. I've been in that medical setting for some time, and I know how it consumes our whole time and energy. But we don't have much time for love life or stuff like that, and most of the breakups happen because of that. And that was part of my journey as well, right? So you're being such an inspiring woman now, and it is literally not easy to be the doctor serving your responsibility in your career, and also being a cancer survivor. Although you said like I have already dealt with it, but it is something very big for us to see that, right? You have dealt with it. Literally, you are giving hope for many, many people out there, right? And also you are a mom of 3 kids. Like he said, single mom is something that very heavy to carry, but you are showing up completely differently from what's the tags people are talking about. And also you are talking about it, showing up as an influencer, talking about your life story to hundreds of people out there, like thousands, hundreds of people out there, right? Many people is going to watch, many women is going to watch this podcast. What do you like to say about it?
Okay. Very difficult topic. Okay.
Especially when for them to manifest their love life and relationship. This is like literally they live for themselves. What do you like to say?
Okay. So all this, I think there's one word that actually when Mr. Ram showed up in my life, there's this one line he told me. You are breaking stereotypes. Okay. I think then I got this thing that, okay, yeah, I am breaking the stereotypes. Many, many, many of it. Not just one, many of it. A lot of taboo topics, a lot of controversial issues that I'm actually breaking it up and I'm showing it up. I'm coming in front and I'm telling people without filter. I'm not sure whether it's an advantage or disadvantage for me, but I speak without filters. That means I may have filters on my videos to show that I'm very beautiful. Yeah, I am. but speaking the truth, speaking what has actually happened, and accepting it, and going through the emotions. I may not say many things out. There might be few things that I don't tell to the public, but there are things that I'm actually went through, that I'm proud of that as well, that I actually went through that. I already gone through that, right? So yeah, the breaking the stereotypes is the thing. It can be anything that's happening. I'm sure everyone is going through something in their life, right? It's up to them whether they want to break it or they want to live with it. What I did, I break it, not knowing what's the end point, light at the end of the tunnel, right?
But then what I was so what do you call it? So inspired from you is
coach,
that
inspired from
yes,
me.
you both are really still taking care of the community, right? So which we are in the outer circle of the community, because we wanted to also break that stereotype, because that's the next level of breaking the stereotype,
Yeah.
right? So we are in that level, but you guys are still doing this level. It's really really appreciable actually, because it's not easy to do that, because even in our sessions, like we went through a challenges. Sometimes it does challenges. I mean, like, even though we are saying hard truth to you, when I say a hard truth to a woman, or when I say a hard truth to another human being, a men also, it also hurts me, because it's the truth they wanted to hear, but then
Yes.
it's come from me, right? So it's a very challenging situation for us as well to walk through the journey. But I understand how much energy is required to be inside that and then facing it, but still providing your enough support, because I always tell you, like, first be ensure about your energy and still give more, but you are still doing more and still ensuring that but now Ram is there to
Yes.
contain your energy.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that, but you guys are still expanding as a couple to
Yes,
the
yes.
community, whatever that you guys are doing. And that was the part which we wanted to break that stereotype as well, to because sometimes when we feel that we are stuck in that environment, we don't really want to go out of it, and then we always have this, right? So this mindset didn't come to me immediately. It took me almost like 15 to 20 years of working with those amazing people, like my ex-CEO Dennis, and then also Magic, and all those people who are currently with, they are they made me to one of my first CEO, who's Nomita. She asked me one question. I said, like, we have this Ashtami Navami, right? So I was moving from India to Singapore, and then I was telling the first day of joining is Ashtami. So I said, like, what is Ashtami? My grandma said no. Then she asked me, "You're going to work on an international company, and are you expecting me to take that as an answer?" So that blew me. Oh, now what do I do? Actually, because we always talk about our own calendars, but we don't see the entire calendar of the world, right? Because that opportunity she gave me was really changed my life and transformed my life. If that opportunity wasn't from her, I mean, like, in the first day of the interview, I went wear a crumple shirt, and then she asked me how did it happen. I said, like, I was coming in MRT, it all happened, and it's like, no, this is not an answer actually.
Wow.
So but then actually I don't know how to iron that time, because I was young, very young that time, right? Usually every time my grandma used to do for me, but then that time she wasn't there with me, so it was a challenging situation to walk through, right? So, but you guys are doing really a great, amazing job, whatever that you're doing for the community, and sending more people to us as well. I mean, like, that is a real help actually for everyone, right?
As if you have become the ambassador.
Ambassador. I'm ambassador for
Yeah,
many
right.
people now. Yeah, for
And the
many
channel.
people.
Right. And the
Channel.
and the
Channel
channel.
for
Yeah, we
manifestation.
would thank for being a channel for manifestation. Last time we felt like as a couple it was only us like trying to share this, and then now we see another beautiful couple is
Oh.
here, and it's like you guys are being another inspiring person. We felt so grateful.
We
about
felt
it.
grateful too.
So that's a level of manifestation which we
Right.
wanted to share it to you guys, right? Because you guys are there for the community to serve better, and you want them to thrive better, and we are there to support as well, because together we can bring to them next
Yeah.
level of growth.
Basically, right, coming back to the question that what I can tell to the
Young woman.
people out there for seeking love and all that, right? First of all, how did I break all these stereotypes? I think there's only one thing that I want to share with women out there, especially, right? Listen to yourself rather than listening to the people around. That's what I did, right? Even when I got my cancer, right? They used to say a lot of nasty things about cancer, being a cancer survivor, being a cancer patient. They would relate to unnecessary things that we have done, some karma kind of thing. A lot of things will come into the picture. So just do not listen to all that, because for us, we are a human being by our own self, right? We are our own energy, right? Why we should dim our own light based on their perception, based on their understanding, their knowledge? Not necessary. You have your own understanding about things. You have your own power. You have your own energy. Shine with it. Come out with it. You can do better than them, actually. End of the day, if you relate my story, right, my life journey, I think I already made it so transparent to everyone what actually happening in my life, right? So it's like, end of the day, I believe I'm still shining. Even if it goes wrong in terms of it can be in any career wise, education wise, financial wise, not necessarily only love, right? If anything goes wrong, you should be able to bounce back, right? Do not just have one in your hand and thinking that this is my life. No, you have to have, as a woman, you must be financially independent. You must have your education. Set it up first. You must have your you ready your energy for your love. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, just let it go and go spread that love outside there who really needs it most. Not necessarily blood-borne infection pula. Not necessarily blood-tied relationships is the ideal one for you. If it doesn't resonate, if it's that person is not for you, just say thank you and just go on with your life. Do not curse that person. Do not blame the person. This is what happened in one of my coaching session with Coach Dilip as well. I was like explaining to him in detail what actually happened. Then it's like, you are not the lawyer for that person. Do you remember, Coach Dilip?
Yes. I mean, like sometimes I still.
She
I mean, like
Of course I do.
You are like it's as she said about a twin sister, right? I am like that. I don't show off like I'm listening much, but then end of the day it will all deep within me. But then I will literally embody that in me. Who do I want to become? I'm really happy to see that who do you become already, right? So I'm really happy for that.
Thank you.
I mean, like every words you are saying is like it just makes me to realize that how meaningful a session
lot.
can be for a person.
A lot. Even in the first session itself, I even told you, right? The first introduction session itself made me to take a major decision in my life. And I actually told Coach Dilip, you know what? I'm going to do this next. Then he's like, are you sure or not? Then he was like, are you sure or not? I was like, yes, I'm sure I'm going to do this. Because from that one sentence that you told me, and you just to share this, right? You can't heal from the place that you got hurt, right? That exact sentence I was telling around to everyone. I was actually quoting you, and I told everyone. One of my friend actually spoke to me after many, many months. Just like, Mala, that the sentence that you told me actually affected me a lot. So I was like, I do make impact in other people through you, right? Then that person was like, I don't know what to do next in my life. Then I was like, it's up to you to decide. Are you willing to face the challenges? Are you willing to face the consequences out of your decision? It's up to you. If you want to stay in that same situation, it's up to you again. How are you going to receive it? If you're going to come out, break through it, and you will get a lot of nasty comments. You will get a lot of negative remarks from people around you. But how are you going to face it? We are still facing things. It's not that we are ideal couple kind of thing, right? We met after my prayers, right? Then instantly we got connected, and I knew that he's the one. And we proceeded. And then I made the decision to show to the world that, look, this is my soulmate. This is who I'm going to end up with. And many were criticizing that. If you realize, right, the many comments is like, kannu patrum. People will be like, okay, there'll be evil eyes around. And they'll be like, don't do this. And, we want you to be happy. All in good intention. We want you to be happy, long life, things like that. Yes, but there must be someone to tell this out, right? There must be someone to come forward and let the people know, actually, you have gone through things and you actually can get good things. It's not necessarily you must be weeping all the time, crying all the time. You can look at it in a different perspective. Same goes for my kids, right? I used to be like have this tag, like what Coach Dilip told me, right? There's a tag on every woman saying that if you are a mother, you should be around your kids. You should be nurturing them. You should be there, being a good example. And what happened in my life is total opposite. So when I was discussing, this has been a very emotional trauma for me. I think this is the main reason I came to Coach Dilip. I couldn't take the separation. I couldn't take that agony out of it. Being a responsible mom, the tagged mom, when things changed, right? Okay, so I came to Coach Dilip. Then Coach Dilip told me this. Okay, how much time do you want to spend with your kids? Is 24 hours enough? This is what Coach Dilip told me. This is out of the box, and nobody would actually will be discussing this, Then I'll be like, no, I want to be with them physically. Just being with them physically, you still will have your own time. You need to sleep. You need to do your own thing. So end of the day, how many hours you're spending with your kids? This is what Coach Dilip asked me. That's again, I'm like, correct also, right? It's not the social perspective, how a mom should be. So when I told Coach Dilip, I only get to spend this much of time with my kids. Then he asked me another question. Would you like if your parents come and talk to you endlessly, or would you like if you go and talk to them about your problems willingly? Which one would you like?
Oh.
Then I put in that situation, I was like, of course I would want me to go and share with my parents. That will be more exciting rather than they come and nag me, right? You see, put that situation for your kids now. Meaning that create a safe space for them, a love space for them. You create the space. Oh, you're looking at me in a different dimension now. Rasi, I remember all this,
I think he went
I'm
back.
tearing. I'm literally tearing. Yeah,
Yeah, he is tearing.
Oh, yo.
It is because because it is very, how to say, most
Emotional.
all the words which can this can't be expressed in words. This can only be felt, right? So this can only be felt, and this can be only expressed. Nobody can't. I mean, like, even though you put on the words which may not be resonating with myself, but then it may not be resonating. But then these are only your feelings which can be explained more for others to understand. Actually, yeah.
You made an impact in me, Coach.
Yeah, being apart from children and not
it's
seeing
not easy.
them, all that. I think many people going through this, especially after this COVID and all that. There are many separation, many divorce cases and all that. And one of the very impactful thing is not seeing your children, staying far, because of all the law and things like we have. So to overcome that, yeah.
Yeah, actually, we made an impact by creating the safe energy, safe space for the kids. Actually, we reunited with all our kids, with all our ex-partners. We actually had a session.
Wow.
It was a lovely Sunday evening,
Wow.
12 to 6 p.m. with our ex-partners, with all our 4 kids.
Beautiful.
We had a very nice outing, and he has an amazing relationship with my ex-husband, and I have a
Not
very
so.
good, not amazing, but they have been talking terms.
Yeah.
That's already a
Okay.
taboo again.
That's an amazing.
That's an amazing thing
Next
in our
level.
Indian culture, I think.
We were talking about things that we need to do for the kids now.
In future,
of
even
course.
me, I'm having a good relationship with his ex-partner for the betterment of the kids, what we can do further. So I think in our Indian culture, another taboo thing, another stereotypes we broke. Yeah,
It's
don't you
about we as a couple, we have be apart and we just walk away from our life, but doesn't mean that we have to show that to our children, right? We have to be still together.
It's a conscious parenting that what.
It's conscious parenting.
called
What
conscious
I
parenting.
usually coach, right? Because it's not about like you go unconscious and then you both are. I mean, this is very commonly happening where we always trying to create a separation between the kids' mindset itself, where you say like, you know what, your father did this to me, your mother did this to me. So we always create that kind of separation within the kids. But what we don't realize is like your kid is going to see it as a parent only. They are not going to see it as a mother and father. They're going to see it as a parent. So, and if your kid knows that you guys have separated because it wasn't working well together, they will still understand you, because isn't it that you are still trying to understand your mom and dad? So it's the way your kid is going to perceive in this world.
Even I learned that from you, Coach. From the way that you guys are as a couple. When I see that, I was like, oh, okay, this is how supportive partners should be.
So, yeah, I'm really grateful to Mangala on that actually because I mean like she did made a kind of like I'm not sure what word to term it actually. We see Aaron as our own kid and the only kid.
Aww. That's nice.
And last I mean like 2 months ago when we went to a relation I mean like to bring a kid to the circle, right? It's a challenging for you to bring
Our relative.
our relatives aside, but then she told it's our son. So that moment I was like, oh,
Of course.
I mean like I'm really really grateful for me to express that gratitude to her in this.
Thank
you,
you.
Mother, for that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
And
making many people to tear today. Use that.
Yeah,
it's much needed actually. We can
Make an impact in other people's life.
definitely.
it's a conscious parenting. I mean like it ended up into soulmate connection to conscious parenting, and
There's
it's
a lot of
really,
aspects, right?
it's really a lot of aspects, right?
I think apart from that, what I learned in this relationship, right, being our single in energy, right, by all, when it's combined, feminine energy, even this term I coined it from you guys, the feminine energy, masculine energy, hyper independent characters, all that I learned it through you guys actually, right? So because not many people will come forward and do videos like this and exposing all these terms to the community. You guys are doing really a great job, without you realizing. So I picked up all these terms from you and I'm acting it as though it's mine, but actually it's not mine, it's theirs. All this feminine energy, to understand what is it. I may not understand fully, but what I can understand, when a feminine energy and a masculine energy, when it combine, it's like, I don't know what word to put it. It's like it booms, and we come up with a lot of ideas what to do for our community, because he's kind of like the same character as mine, aligns with my energy, like contribution. He's being in a law academy, law setting, and me in a medical person. When both of us combine, it's like, wow,
There's a lot you can do.
a
both
lot
of
we
you.
can do, right? And he's
If you'll talk about forensic, I was talking about my academic level. So it's give us quite interesting space to connect.
So that's how we came up with this idea. We should give back. We should,
We should
more
go to the
contribute. The more we
community,
give, the more we get, right?
Another thing, you see the social media, a lot of things that's going on is more to like the speeches that they say, the words they
Negative,
use.
right?
So it
Hate
doesn't reflect our community, the real community and all that. Malaysia, the same, because Malay, Indian, Chinese, we are quite unique, and we having a lot of things that we love commonly, right? And things that it's not seen in social media. If you go for live and all that, especially, there are things that people are doing which is related to love and like you guys, and there are people who showing a lot of haters and all that. Seems to be not so good, not healthy in social media. So that can break up. That what we are trying to break the stereotype. What I mean that love is very important at this time, and same time not only love, academic.
Academics, very important.
Not only academic, but the way you carry yourself, the way you put the words, respectfully to the others, the way you communicate, the way you manifest things, what you want to represent as a person in this Malaysia, right? As an individual, right? Very, very important.
Like in a holistic way, overall as a person, the
so
individuality.
where it starts, basically like what Mr. Dilip said just now, it starts from you. When you have the love within you, then you're reflecting it in all type of things.
Beautifully said.
So this goes back to the point of like which Dr. Mala talked about, the feminine and masculine energy, right? So basically, our feminine and masculine energy will be keep it's a
Flowing.
flow of energy. It's a yin and yang, right? So it will be keep on shifting within us based on the environment, based on the people, based on the time. It will shift. Sometimes we'll be masculine, sometimes we'll be feminine, sometimes we'll be feminine, sometimes we'll be masculine. That will be keep on shifting. So that is what confusing people. But in relationship, it's much more confusing because within you, if it happens, we try to avoid, we try to be doing something and then distracting ourselves. But in relationship, you can't avoid because you're seeing that in person, right? So, and I know Dr. Mala has a bit of a masculine energy.
I do?
So,
Why?
and,
We are so alike.
Of course, hyper independent.
So, but you are being a safe space
Ram,
for
yeah.
her to be that hyper independent woman.
When I come to her life, maybe basically she had this previously. When I came to her life, I find that why I
TikTok
always
life
say
or the life?
the life, real
Life,
life,
life.
Oh, real life.
real life. I always see the penmei, feminism. The Tamil words are very nice, you know. When you put
Oh,
it in,
femininity.
when you talk it in English, feminism, all that, it shows like gender things, right?
Oh, okay.
Maybe-
Let me course correct that, right? Feminine and feminism is two different things. So feminism is more of like empowerment, where to bring them into masculine. Feminine is a penmai.
Yeah.
That's what we say also. Bring them into masculine.
So that
Feminine.
penmei, the feminine, within herself, I can see that. If not, I would not connect it to her. I really tell you. Because if you really see her TikTok, you always see that. Because man too attracted to the feminine, you know, the way that she portrayed herself as a woman. That type attract me so much when I see her TikTok. That means the way she convey in her TikTok, the way she says word. She have that what they call bubbly. What they call a type
Cut,
of
please, cut.
what they call it, like a girlish type of talking to people. Like if you've seen that in movie, you know, but you don't see it in real life, right?
Gautam Menon movie.
Not Gautam Menon.
Maniratnam.
Maniratnam one line only, what? Single word.
Oh, who is that?
Ganilia or something like that. Something like talk.
Makale.
Suddenly, you know, this time she say, I was talking on something like I went to PD. She's from PD, right? This is the place I went and all that. Suddenly say poya. You know, suddenly say poya like that, right? You know, poya means you know,
Go
you don't talk
away.
about it there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what. So that expression from her, the family.
I'm talking something very different topic we were
It
talking.
shows how-
Suddenly he was like, keep on telling about PD, you know this place, there's something there. I was like, boy, I'm talking about something else here. Right?
Shows how he adores you inch by
He's
inch.
actually he's sharing that's a part of it. So when a masculine energy being a safe space and then nurturing that women, so it brings a real quality of them, real true self of them. Like we keep talking about truth, right?
Yeah.
So your truth will come out. When the truth is there, that's when the love is growing and love is evolving, and you both will be growing as well. It's beautiful to see that, and thanks for sharing it actually, because we always speak about that, as you said, we always speak about it, but then we wanted to, because this is not a words can be expressed, but it's an experience can be shared, because this can be different perspective we needed. It's not only need to come from our words, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be coming from different words which can resonate with people and which can create a more frequency of love, and which goes back to us that as a parent and a couple, we are expecting our next generation to be more loving than having hate. Yeah. So, you wanna ask?
Oh yeah, Ken. All right.
Okay.
So
which number is this?
7.
7, right?
Okay.
As a social construct, again, we speak about the whatever we have been breaking, right? So if you see, I did break something in the relationship, in terms of choosing myself going into relationship, because this has been very unconventional as well. We have like a 11 years gap in our in between us, so that was very unconventional as well. But I had to go for it. There were a lot of things I have been facing as well. Oh, for me it's a first marriage, but you know, it's a second wife's thing and all those things which I didn't even see when we was in a relationship, right? So that's a different stereotype. But I do see that you guys are breaking a different stereotype as well, which is like love after 40s.
Yes.
Right. So what are you would like to share about it, or give your opinion or advice or something to the audience who are watching this, something that from you who are experiencing? It's not a movie, this is a real experience that we are
thing,
seeing. What do you like to share about it?
Maybe you would like to go first?
I think the word itself captioned live after 40, it shows that people always say that life starts after 40.
Life starts at 40. Yeah?
It's 40, right? So it seems to be same exactly like for us. Like we have found our soulmate. can put it in that way, soulmate, and it is like after 40s, right?
I'm 39.
The best thing about being 39, 40 is all about
41.
experience.
You're 41.
Experience that we gain throughout our life. That means when you have a lot of other experience, so you carry that experience with you, then you have to, not faking it, you just
Modify it.
in a way of like adjusting it to make it like more better. Like how you cook biryani and how you do something, every time you do it, maybe you will add something more favorable and all that. Maybe maybe add things to it and you feel that the
Spice it
biryani. It's how you spice it up your life. You see, like you put things better, and it could be work. So it is how its magic works, right? I believe that, but I still have this conscious about these 40s because it's just number. So love can be happen any time, anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. So,
Yeah.
It's beautifully said.
It
Actually.
is the thing.
Because
Like,
it is the thing.
like
Because
what
this is
I
what
say.
we are trying to explain. It's a stereotype you guys are breaking, which is love can happen at any time.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Beautifully
anywhere.
said.
Beautifully said. Beautifully explained.
Okay, so from his point of view, right, he actually said it. But from my point of view, the weightage is more here, right? Being a woman, a person who has actually went through so much, okay, who's expected to stay just like this for the rest of my life, taking a bold decision and coming out and expressing to the whole world, expressing to the family that I'm actually going into a very different new relationship at 39 years old. It's very, very, very challenging, right? But I took it very lightly. I did it like a poetic kind of thing, right? I started to show him in social media, part by part. His hands first, his face first, making people to question who is this guy, what's happening and all that, right? And if you realize I wouldn't have done that in any of my previous videos, there's no element of another person in my videos, right? So I did it in a very beautiful way because I know that everybody deserves love. There's no time limit for love. And as what Coach Dilip used to say, compress the timeline. Right, Coach Dilip?
Okay.
Full mark!
Again.
He's blushing. Okay. So he has to put it that rather than 10 years timeline kind of thing, you compress it to 5, 3, 2, 1 months, right? So you can do it. It's in your hand actually, right? All this can only be done if you do not care what other people will think about you. And you take charge of your own life. The consequences, good or bad, you take it. You are financially independent. You have your own say in your things. You're already an adult, right? So you know what suits best for you, right? So I took the decision. I knew that I'll be happy with this person. Okay, I'm still gratitude to all the other people in my life. I say thank you. I let go. That's also in my coaching. This happened, right? You say thank you, and you just that's actually a meditation that you did for me, right? You say thank you to that person, and you just turn away. You walk off, right, Kusli?
Yes.
So that's what I did. But that time it doesn't resonate. That point of time, I couldn't really let go. And as time goes, I did let go. Because once I let go, I create a space for me and an empty space, and I filled up with all that what I wanted, and I got more than that. That is Mr. Ram. So when he came into my life, I think it's not fair to keep it a secret or to keep it at bay or to keep it as a. It's not fair for myself because I believe that I deserve to be happy in the ways that I want it to happen. Okay, in a correct way, in a very lawful way, an ethical way, I would call it. So I started to introduce him to the social media. I introduced him to my parents. I introduced him to my kids as well. So regardless of their response, what matters is my response and his response. That's it. You have to prioritize the people in your life. Okay, so then slowly I came to a point that people started to guess him already. His students.
Okay.
His students knew him. This must be Mr. Ram. Right. So when they started to guess, I'm like, okay, it's not fair again. It should be me who's introducing to the whole world, not other people, right? So then people already started seeing us going out for holidays and all that. It's like, okay, fine, let's do another video. It's all about our communication is just TikTok videos, right? So with all the good musics and all that, music heals us, right? Music is our source of happiness. So I chose that way to express my love and introduce him to the whole world, I would say, because that videos went viral.
You are an influencer,
Whoa,
obviously.
not really, not really. I'm just like 22.5k followers, not much. But the message got across and people started to know him and all that. And so that's how I glorify him. I glorify myself. I glorify my journey. So a lot of impacts, yes, of course. And you will be surprised that a lot of people out there in a secret relationship, meaning that they are a single mothers, they already found their love, just that they couldn't show to the community because of the pressure from the family, pressure from this, pressure from that. Okay, whatever that I could do, or that I'm doing now, I'm not sure how do I put it here? 90% there'll be positive impacts. 10% is negligible, whatever that's happening. But it's up to you how you carried yourself, how you portray yourself. People can never, how do I say, the way you portray yourself is the way they're going to look at you. If I didn't portray myself as a cancer survivor, I could be portraying myself as a cancer patient. I did it as a survivor. I did it as a warrior. I portrayed that way. I had choices to sympathize myself and put it in a way that there's another cancer
Still
could happen to me, surviving, or I could gain sympathy, but that's not what I wanted. It's what I wanted, what I want to portray myself to the whole world. So when I got Mr. Ram in my life, this could be a second life for me, this could be a second life for him, but that doesn't matter at all. What matters, are you happy now? Are you leading a happy life better than your previous version of your own self? That matters the most. So what you can provide to the community, what you can provide to your kids, how you can actually be a better version of yourself. Again, a quote from Coach Dilip, the better version from ourselves. What is your vision? Mission. Coach Dilip once he scolded me for me not remembering my own vision. That's a very good coach quality, So from there I knew, remember my vision is my friends, how we can work together for a betterment in my life. So I got it, Mr. Ram.
As a friend and also a partner and a soulmate.
That's what I wanted. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's from me.
So beautifully said. And then there's so much of learning you guys can take away from this whole session.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, it sounds like like Dr. Mala said, like it's not going to be within 1 hour. It sounds like it is going to be that way, right?
Episodes.
But we're going to do an episode. So there'll be like another episode will be coming out, right? So here's the part actually. So like love at 40s and also single mom and also cancer survivor and also law with Ram. So there is so many things you guys have doing for the community and for everyone. So we are very, very happy to have you guys in our podcast. And also the part of it is important lesson which also comes with that letting go doesn't mean that hating that person. It is to be still connected, you can be, but you still love them, you still can be with them as they are and still be with them. And as well as let it be the evil eye, whatever that people are going to think. But if you focus on your love, and your love is going to push you to become who you want to become, and you guys going to grow together. And as well as there is so much of learnings which I saw, right? Even though there is a law and medical is a very important pillars in a society, in a nation, and you guys are really creating that level of nationwide impact, and we are wishing you guys to manifest into international wide impact as well.
Yes.
And
Yes,
sending
please.
you guys a lot of love, and your attraction and expression is what keeping more and more energy between you both, and it's also creating more energy around you. So we are so happy, and thank you so much, and also make me feel teary, happy tears, and all those moments.
All the time you make other people tear. Now you. Thank you so much. All started from both of you. Thank you so much.
Vanakkam to everyone.
Thank you very much. Vanakkam
Thank
to
you.
everyone.
Vanakkam.